Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026-06-26. Today, we're diving into some pivotal developments from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our top story centers on OpenAI, where multiple reports indicate the company is leaning toward delaying its initial public offering until 2027. According to reporting from the New York Times and Reuters, OpenAI has confidentially filed for a U.S. IPO and is targeting a valuation of up to $1 trillion. Reuters reports that Chief Financial Officer Sarah Frier has discussed the 2027 listing internally, while the New York Times says advisors presented executives with a choice between waiting for a higher valuation or accepting a lower valuation to go public sooner. The Times also reports that CEO Sam Altman viewed reducing the trillion-dollar valuation target as a non-starter. The story extends beyond financial markets. Reuters and The Information also report that U.S. government offices requested a staggered release of GPT 5.6, with Sam Altman reportedly telling staff that the model would begin in a limited preview with customer-by-customer approval. If those reports prove accurate, organizations planning to integrate GPT 5.6 should prepare for phased access rather than a broad public launch. For enterprise teams, that means paying close attention to preview agreements, procurement timelines, and compliance requirements, since access conditions may evolve gradually instead of arriving all at once. Our next story highlights how frontier AI access is increasingly becoming a matter of international policy. According to ANI reporting, echoed by the Economic Times, Money Control, and the Times of India, the United States and India are engaged in sensitive discussions over the rollout of Anthropic's Fable model. U.S. Undersecretary of Economic Affairs Jacob Helberg described the negotiations as national security discussions focused on a gradual, measured rollout for trusted partners. The reported conversations include protection of critical infrastructure, including power grids, and India's concerns about abrupt interruptions to AI access. This reflects a broader shift in which access to advanced foundation models is being treated similarly to other strategically important technologies. For engineering organizations operating across borders, model availability is no longer just a commercial question. It is becoming part of infrastructure planning, with implications for deployment regions, contractual continuity, and compliance obligations. That theme continued at the second Pax Silica Summit in Washington. 35 countries signed the Declaration on AI Opportunity, reinforcing commitments around trusted AI supply chains, infrastructure, and investment. India, represented by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology Secretary S. Krishnan, raised concerns over the earlier suspension of Anthropic's Fable 5 and Mythos 5 models following U.S. export controls. According to Summit reporting, U.S. officials assured India that access for trusted partners would not become an issue going forward. The summit also introduced two notable initiatives. The first is PaxPass, backed by a $50 million U.S. commitment to streamline movement of AI-related goods through cargo verification and AI risk assessment. The second is the Foundry School, developed with Stanford University to train engineers, entrepreneurs, and advanced manufacturing leaders. Together, these announcements suggest governments are thinking beyond models alone and investing in the broader ecosystem of talent, hardware, logistics, and trusted technology partnerships. Another important business story comes from Google and its evolving relationships with news publishers. According to reporting by The Information, cited by PYMS, Google is asking publishers participating in its AI-powered article overviews pilot to grant broad rights over how their content may be used, including for AI training. The reports also say publishers declining those terms could eventually lose annual Google News payments as the company phases out the current program. Google said it is expanding partnerships for the AI era and has established commercial agreements with more than 3,000 publications. Meanwhile, the European Commission continues an antitrust inquiry examining Google's use of publisher content for generative AI. For organizations building AI systems, this underscores the growing importance of licensed content and clear data provenance. The commercial value of high-quality training data is becoming as strategically important as model architecture itself. Now, for a few other key updates in our lightning round. Chinese cybersecurity company 360 Security Technology introduced two AI security platforms at the ISC AI 2026 conference in Beijing. Founder Zhou Hongyi described Tulongfeng as China's version of Anthropic's Mythos, while Yiqianzhen focuses on automated cyber defense and incident response. The company says Tulongfeng has identified 3,432 software vulnerabilities, including 105 confirmed by Chinese authorities, although those figures have not yet received independent verification. Business Insider reports that AI is now writing the majority of production code at many startups. Alma CEO Rami Alhamad said nearly everything the company ships is AI generated. Wordsmith AI CTO Volodymyr Giginiak said his firm's codebase is nearly 100% AI generated. ChainGuard CEO Dan Lawrence said his team now creates all of its code using Claude Code, while emphasizing that increased speed also requires stronger quality controls and testing. Fintech company AirWallex announced a $320 million Series H funding round that values the company at $11 billion. The round was led by Addition, with participation from investors including Bailey Gifford, QED Investors, T. Rowe Price, and Amex Ventures. AirWallex also introduced two AI-focused offerings, T0, an automation platform for finance operations, and Airy, an agentic digital wallet designed to support future delegated payments. The Washington Post reports that Chinese AI companies are increasingly competing on affordability rather than purely on frontier performance. The strategy emphasizes lower cost, broadly useful models that can achieve wider commercial adoption through pricing, localization, and operational efficiency, potentially reshaping procurement decisions in cost-sensitive markets. Finally, Business Insider highlights new survey data from RBC Capital Markets showing enterprise AI spending continues to accelerate. According to analyst Rishi Jaluria, adoption is moving from pilot projects into production deployments. Nearly 9 in 10 surveyed CIOs described token budgets as manageable, while almost half reported exceeding their original AI spending plans. The survey also found OpenAI and ChatGPT leading both usage and perceived performance among respondents, ahead of Anthropic's Claude. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.